Hi, Sarah here with a process video for you today. I am taking part in a collaboration challenge over at the Facebook group Crafts and Planners YouTube Support, and we decided to do a grab 5, which we had to include paint, a stencil, stickers, flowers and alphas. So I am using some gesso paint through a stencil with flowers on it, so that's 3 of them done now in this first bit of the process. I'm just using a sponge dauber thing to press the paint through. I don't make you watch me do the entire thing, and then when I take it off I just leave it to one side to dry. As you can see, I've got a couple of smudges there, but I'll show you later on how I managed to just hide those completely. So I've got some photos here and I have printed them using a layout program to make them teeny weeny, and in the end I used 5. I've got 3 more off another sheet which I will use on a journal page or something else. So I'm just deciding on the general layout that I want to go for, and now I'm pulling out some papers etc. from an old kit. This is the Mine the Scrap February or March 2017 kit, and I've almost used it all up, so seeing as it was a grab 5 I thought it was a really good opportunity to try and use up some more old stash. And as you can see, I'm just cutting out some of these cute little picture frames here, and I'm going to add those with the photos layered on top. Next up, I'm just grabbing all my texture bits and bobs. So there's tulle there, I've also got crepe paper, tissue paper, doilies, lots of different things like that that are great for adding texture and layer. And all I've done is taken some tulle, cut it down, folded it in half so there's a double layer behind the photo, and then I'm just sticking it to the back of the photo so it just peeks out the side, just to give an extra bit of interest and dimension. And then I'm taking some tissue paper and doing the same, folding it in half so it's double thickness, and just trimming a piece out or tearing a piece out. I vary it slightly on each one, and again just gluing it down behind the picture to create more interest. And so I do that for each of my photos. Oh, I do add some dimensional tape there as well, just to add extra dimension to each of my photos so they pop off the page and don't get lost on the background. And I don't make you watch all that either, so this is me. I've gone through all of those and now I'm on the bottom one, and same thing, tulle, then tissue, then dimensional tape, and then the picture at the back. So next up I'm going to add a splash of colour to my background. So I've taken out some mermaid markers, I've got a yellow one and a pink one, and now I'm just spritzing my watercolour paper, which is what I use for my background, and that's just an empty hair products bottle that I've reused as a spray bottle. And I'm just watering down my ink because these are quite an intense colour, and I wanted it to match in with the colours in my photo frames, so I wanted it to be a little bit more of a pastel shade. So what I'll do is add quite a bit of water and then just build the colour up gradually. And I do the same at the bottom with the yellow, and now I'm coming in with the pink, and this can look quite a dark colour, but if you water it down a lot it does become a pastel-y peachy pink colour, which matched perfectly with my papers. So I'm just adding extra water, blending it out, blending the two colours ever so slightly together at the edges, but I didn't want a full-on gradient, I didn't want orange in there, I just wanted them to just blend a little bit together. And so I'm mostly using water now and only a tiny bit of paint just to smooth out the edges a little. And now I take this little fan brush here and add some paint and just splosh it over the edges just to add a little bit of extra painty messiness here and there. I love these fan brushes, they work so well for doing splatters, but they do a lot of splatters. It's not as controlled as when you tap just the edge of an ink bottle. It does kind of do a lot. but if that's what you're going for, it works quite well. Sorry, the lighting does keep changing in my video. I can't do a video all in one go because I have got a little boy and I have to work around his schedule. So now I've put my pictures back down. I do rearrange them slightly to separate the colours up a bit more, and I'm just deciding now where to put my alpha phrase stickers. These are thickers. I think I can't remember what collection they're from, sorry. And I decided to choose Best Friends because it's very fitting for my picture, and I decided to go up the side of the pictures with this because I want to keep that nice white space down one side to add an extra level of contrast to it, as well as the black working with the colours. And this is how I cover up my ink from earlier. I just stick some stickers over them. Now behind each picture now I've added that blue foam. It's just cheap foam taped to the back of my photos to again add a little bit more dimension. You can see it on the back of that one. And then I also add a little bit of washi, which is from a previous Mind the Scrap kit, on the back of each picture, which you'll see in the close-ups at the end. My final touches are to add a couple of black enamel dots just around my title, and also I cover up the faces and get out some black ink, which is by Dilutions. And at first I do try just tapping the ink, but it just wasn't happening today for some reason. I think the bottle's getting a bit too empty to be able to get splashes out of it, so I take another fan brush, wedge it in there, and then tap all over, and it actually just goes all over my hands as well. It goes everywhere, but it looks nice, so it's all good. It'll wash off eventually. And that is me done, I believe. So thanks for joining me. Do check out the other girls' videos. There'll be links below to the Facebook group as well as each of their videos, so you can go and check out how they did their grab fives. So like and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. Here's some close-ups, and have a great day. Cheers. Bye.